Happy Easter, amazing people out there. This is a period, a long awaited period. Many have fasted, many have taken away time to reflect, think about things happening in their lives, think about life in general. Moses Mikisha is my name. I'm one of the Euroforum hosts. I also have two other colleagues, Samantha living in Finland and Smoggy living in Denmark. We shall be sharing our Easter greetings on behalf of Euroforum. Samantha will be sharing the spiritual perspective. I'll give an insight of how Norwegians or people living in Norway celebrate Easter. And Smoggy will also give us a deeper perspective of how the Danish or people living in Denmark celebrate Easter. We're looking forward to sharing this with you, and of course we shall expect that someone could be living some other part of the world where you feel you could drop a message somewhere of how those people where you live celebrate Easter. Keep your eyes on Euroforum.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am more than delighted to be here with you. My name is Samantha Elf, a host on Euroforum Uganda, and I am based in Finland. So I am here today to share with you a message from Finland that talks about Easter. But before I do that, allow me dig into next week's discussion, where I will be hosting and talking about interracial relationships. Come join in and let's share, let's discuss the pros and cons of interracial relationships. I can't wait to see you all. Please come one, and come all. Back to today's topic. Before I talk about what Easter means to me as a person and why we celebrate Easter as Christians, I just hope that this message actually brings a lot of peace, a lot of joy, and a lot of healing to you all, to you that is listening in, and also to your loved ones. Easter to me as a person is a time that reminds me of God's love for mankind. It is a time that reminds me of how much God loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but actually have everlasting life. This is reflected in John chapter 3 verse 16. Yeah. During this time of Easter, we do actually remember Jesus' resurrection. Much as he was crucified on that cross, he did resurrect, and he is seated at the right hand of the Father. Why is that so? Why did Jesus actually resurrect, and why do we celebrate his resurrection? Well, we do that during Easter, and it is entirely because he is the divine Son of God, and he is truly the promised Messiah. So to me, that is what Easter is all about. Allow me also to share with you a verse from the Bible that is found in Matthew chapter 15 and verse 9. This verse talks about how we can not only call upon his name, Jesus, but rather should accompany that name with acts that glorify Jesus' Father, who happens to be God. Jesus urges us that much as we call unto his name, we should also do acts that actually glorify his Father in heaven, God. Yeah. Another thing that I would like to leave with you, another message I want to leave with you guys is, let's all remember always to be humble. For the Bible says that God detests proud people. So let's remember to be humble. Lastly but not least, allow me say that because the greatest commandment of all is love, let's always remember to love one another. Let us love one another and also love our neighbor just like we love ourselves, because when we do that, we are actually glorifying God. And when we do that, we shall earn blessings from God. Our reward will be awaiting us in heaven. Thank you very much for listening. I remain Samantha, and I just wish you all a splendid, blessed, and a happy Easter for you all and your loved ones. Be good, take care, and God bless you all. Until next Sunday, 16th, stay good. Bye for now. I'm out.
Yes, Samantha, having shared that spiritual perspective, that amazing message she has dropped us. Of course, going deep to the roots of the Bible and how Easter has given meaning to many people, quoting those Bible verses, and of course, welcoming back people who have taken away time to fast. Here in Norway, Easter, unlike other places, Norway has one of the longest Easter holidays. In schools here, Easter holiday starts on the Monday, the week before Easter. That is this week. Today is Saturday, so Easter holiday started on Monday for those working in schools and students or pupils going to school. And then others in other sectors of work started their Easter holiday on Thursday. In Norwegian, it's called Skjærtorsdag. In English, I would call it Maundy Thursday. And then there comes the Good Friday, which is called Langfredag. And then Saturday, I don't know if it has a special name in English, but we could maybe call it Easter Eve, which is literally translated as Påskeafton. And then Easter Sunday, the big day, which is called Første Påskedag. And then Easter Monday, which comes in as Andre Påskedag. So in other words, one takes off close to 10 to 10 days, those working in schools. So something special here is that there is special food on Easter, and there is a line that cuts across these foods. Just as you see me, I'm dressed in yellow. That's an Easter color, of course internationally, but here in Norway it also comes with, we have here this kind of soda. It's called Sulo Ponoshk. And this one here is very trendy and popular. My daughter here is also reminding me it's her soda. And then we have this. For those having kids, it's called the Påskekylling or Påskehona. Now this is a cock, but there is also a hen. So this is Easter chicken, a hen, if I may call it that way, Easter cock, particularly this one. So this is one of the decorations used during Easter. So, and then Clementine, or in Norwegian it's actually the same name, Clementine. Mangada, Muruganda, that is also very trendy. And then it comes to food, the dinner on Easter. There is a type of fish called rockfish. I don't know if, but it's in English, it's almost the same name. So that, and to some people, they eat lammekjøtt. So at least something very remarkable here is, yes, more to that, here in Norway, Easter is more of family time. Norwegians travel away from the city or busy places and go to their country houses. They call them Yahita. And more to that, it's a time to merry-make, have fun. But in line with activities, it's time where they have the last touch of skiing, or what we call here ski. So, but from my perspective, from the religious perspective, I look at Easter as making a U-turn in life. On Sunday, Jesus resurrected. And we'll take that context away from the religious perspective and look at this as resurrecting from something, making a U-turn. I want to challenge you, having already done it with myself. Is there something you'd love or you've thought of as making a U-turn from? Something you think it's worth dropping, something that is worth giving up, something that you need to walk away from, something you would love to resurrect from, a new you from the old you. That is my social perspective of Easter, from the religious one. I want to wish you a very great Easter. Enjoy. And Smogi, my colleague in Denmark, will be also coming in to share a bit of our Easter. Is celebrated in Denmark. Be blessed. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, my brother Mugisha, in line with my co-host, also Samantha from Finland. We're in the season where, the plant kingdom is really picking up, giving life. Spring is a season where things are really picking up. Life is coming up. You see flowers a little bit picking and picking. So I think it's the good season where you feel also it was worth it for Jesus also to resurrect in the Easter season, because if flowers also are picking up, resurrecting from the ground, and then Jesus also resurrected from death, I mean, it's life. Anyway, I didn't come here to talk about the spiritual world of it. Thank you, Samantha. You did a great work of giving us the insight of the spiritual line with also those scriptures you've given us. When it comes to me, as commanded by Mr. Mugisha to give an insight of how do the Danes celebrate, I'll say first things first. The Danes, that is kind of people who believe in their tradition, even though their faith in God, I'll say it's questionable to someone who looks at faith in terms of going to church. I'm trying to mean most Danes are not churchgoers, even though the state and the church are intertwined. I'm trying to mean the church, there's a tax which is given to the church which you have to pay, a church tax. So most churches, the Danish church is facilitated by the state. If you look at the Danish church, I'm looking at it as it's similar to the Scottish kind of Protestant church. But like I said, a church and the state are intertwined. You may find that that ministry of church that actually which gets the tax, and then it facilitates the church, activities. And you may ask me what happens really to issues connected to the tithe and everything. You tend to give offerings. Yes, normally those activities, normally that's kind of funds you tend to offer, they tend to put it into charities, as compared to what I've really observed in the Danish church. Away from that, Easter is a period where I wouldn't advise tourists to come to Denmark in the Easter period, because normally the country tends to be a little bit down, it's low, meaning that most of the activities are really closed. I'm trying to mean the shops are closed. Many tourist kind of areas are closed because people are busy celebrating their Easter. In the Easter holiday or the Holy Week, you find that schools are closed, but public workers, they tend to start their holidays on Holy Thursday, meaning that they close by the end of Wednesday. It's closed. Even there's massive shopping on Wednesday because shops are closed on Thursday, Friday, and then they a little bit reactivated on open. Some few shops actually open on Saturday, but Sunday is still closed and Monday is closed, and then people resume back to work, or life comes back to normal on Tuesday. So as a visitor, if you want to come between the Christmas festival and you expect magic or too much life, you need some more prayers. But nevertheless, transport system remains the same. Public transport is always there, so it doesn't refute you from movement. But to the Danes, when it comes to Easter, yes, food is life to them. And the most interesting thing is more of a branch they tend to make, where you see too much of their brown bread, the eggs are there, the salmon fish is always there. So basically, it's they look into that lunch, which is in form of a branch. Yeah, you see salads of different style. It can be chicken salad and yeah, there's too much playing with the kids. They tend to play too much with the eggs. There's some game where they allow the kids to go outside, they look for eggs, and those eggs inside, sometimes there's chocolate inside. A winner comes in the more eggs you collect, and normally these are chocolate eggs, the more you collect, you become the winner. And they tend to paint also on the eggs. So yeah, there's also a teaser letter they tend to write. You just write anonymous letter to someone, so one has to identify who wrote this to me. And so it's a game they tend to do. Away from that, to the Danes, I'll say to the Danes, what I've really seen, Easter is more of a relaxation and kind of to revamp, mostly to the workers. They tend to go relax and then they rebuild again so that they prepare themselves for another. The fact that there's not so much churchgoers, so you find a lot of activities. Some of them are doing going to maybe their summer houses to do some bit of gardening. Some of them prepare their gardens, as in, like the way I told you, this spring, the sun is always there, comes out slowly, everything is coming back to life. No wonder also life comes in when Christ resurrected. Things tend to be life. So this kind of life, it's a revamp for almost the Danes. And by the time they come back on Tuesday to work, trust me, there's full energy and they're ready to work to capacity. But all in all, there's not so much I can say about Easter in Denmark. But if we come to perception, religion, it's quite alarming that there's little of going to churches. Unlike my country where I come from, people tend to go so much on churches on Easter, even though things are trying to change a little bit. But nevertheless, this is a season where, when it comes to the Catholic world, they've been into their fasting. Yet our Muslim brothers are also doing their Ramadan, and I'll take this opportunity on behalf of Euroforum to say Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim brothers, and enjoy your Ramadan. Wish you all the best. But all in all, from the Euroforum, we just want to say thank you for all being with us every time when you log in. But away from that, there's nothing much I can say about Easter. Just to say, go and amend your spiritual vows with whatever you believe in. AKA Smoggy, on behalf of the Euroforum, allow us to say happy festive season of Easter.